We are always with the poor, with the victims. We are not with the perpetrator. And they see the Commission as the only place for advocacy for justice. But the trust and confidence of the people and the victims to us give us the possibility to go for it.
All the national human rights institutions should be formed based on various principles. This is important because, as you are aware, national human rights institutions are not governmental and also not non-governmental. They should work independently and impartially.
Independence is without doubt the single most important component of the Paris Principles. Unless national human rights institutions are independent in every possible way, they are no more than an arm of the government. The Paris Principles seek to build up the independence of national human rights institutions in a number of different formal ways. One is to say that the Commission or the institution must have its independence guaranteed by establishment in the Constitution or by law. Secondly, independence must be ensured by providing that the members themselves are as independent as possible. This means a proper selection process.
We want to put on the record that much of the way in which the bill has been developed already reflects a human rights approach.
The independence of members is also ensured by providing that they cannot be lightly dismissed.
National Human Rights Commission is an independent commission. The state is not interfering in any of the activities of the National Human Rights Commission. In the financial aspect also, Paris Principle says there should be financial autonomy, and we follow the principles. In that way, the members of the committee cannot be removed from their post. In that way, also independence could be maintained by the Commission.
The most important attribute of independence, though, is not found in the Paris Principles, and it can't be written. It's the attribute of independent thinking or independent mindset.
I think here it all depends on who runs the show, whether you want to be independent or not. If you put shackles on your hands and feet, then nobody's going to make you independent, even if the legislation otherwise is very, very independent, you know.
Every party is criticizing the Commission. This is the strength of the organization. ICHR, as a Palestinian national institution, is strong because it says its word no matter who's the perpetrator. And it stands behind it, it doesn't cover it up, it says it very courageously. And I think our insistence and persistence that this commission should remain independent from anybody else.
You can have the best law in the world, but ultimately it depends on the integrity, courage, commitment and capacity of the commissioners, and of course the ability of the staff who advise the commissioners.
I'm drawn to controversy because I make statements, but I put my name to the statement and I receive the flack from people who don't understand. As a commissioner and not chairman, you're drawn into controversies, you know, but I make sure as a former diplomat that statements we issue are balanced.
Every single national institution, when it's critical of its government, will find at least a lack of support from the government and often active hostility from the government. That's part of their independence. And so when the heat is on, when our national institutions are under pressure from parliaments and governments and even from the media, then the support of their fellow institutions throughout the Asia-Pacific region has been very important to them.
We obviously work with government and government departments in particular, and that's done collaboratively and works well most of the time. But there are undeniably some issues that we work on at the Human Rights Commission that where government would much prefer we didn't enter that area at all. And the obvious one for us over the last couple of years has been asylum seeker policy, where the government feels that we have not represented their position fairly, that we've taken particular positions that they disagree with as a matter of policy and as a matter of law. Now, we take a different view. We've tried and do try to work at the official level as well as possible, but where those tensions arise, it's absolutely critical to keep on talking to the Minister, Secretary of the Department and to the officials. And you can often find that although things might be a little tense at the political level, the day-to-day work from the Commission and the relevant government department continue as normal and can be very fruitful. So I think we have to manage the political tensions, and they wax and wane over time, but it is actually a relatively small part of the Commission's work where we have those tensions.